My Samsung Galaxy Note 5 is running on Android 13, so I flashed a custom ROM on this device. Officially, this device runs on Android 7, which is not that much usable. Even Google's own application like YouTube and other application doesn't work. Although like social messaging apps is still working like Facebook, Instagram and all those applications. As this device hardware is pretty good, so you can flash a custom ROM and it's pretty easy to install a custom ROM on this device actually. So it is running on Android 13 as you can see here. So I flashed a custom ROM called LineageOS. So as you can see here, this is an unofficial version of LineageOS for this device. And I've been using this custom ROM on this device few days now and it is working pretty well actually. And I kind of surprised by the performance of the custom ROM. Like, as you know, Samsung's own experience UI is not really that great because of the bloatware and everything. And also RAM management is not really that good on experience UI. But as we are using pure AOSP based ROM, so everything seems to be working perfectly fine here. As you can see here, everything looks good. So what are you going to get with this ROM? First of all, a clean UI. So as you can see here, we are not getting any kind of bloatware and anything like that. And quite good raw performance of the device. It feels smooth and everything worked pretty well on custom UI. So the ROM has few issues. First of all, we are not getting any kind of Samsung's own stock camera. So we are getting a camera called GCam or GCam Go. This camera working perfectly fine, no issue actually. So as you can see here, we can shoot video, we can record video and everything is working. So not really a bad camera application, but in terms of features, this got pretty less features, like there is no pro mode or anything like that. So pretty basic features. And video you can shoot up to 4K with rear facing camera, but on the front facing camera you can go up to 1080p, but on the stock camera application you can shoot up to 1440p with front facing camera. So you are missing that here. And other things like in terms of network connectivity, although Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, hotspot, everything working perfectly fine here, but we are missing Bo LTE support. Samsung actually locked down Bo LTE support to their experience UI, so you can't really port that to a custom ROM, so we are not getting that here. And other features like in type section, we do get few things here, but as this is a pure AOSP based ROM, we are not getting much of customization option like clone apps, app lock, and all those features are not available on this. But there are few other custom ROMs available for this device you can try out. Those got few other like features. Battery backup is quite good. I haven't faced any issue, so decent enough. Storage, so this is a 32GB variant. So as you can see here, Android 13 based ROM takes up to 10GB of storage actually. And sound and vibration working well, as you can see here, no issue at all. And few other options are available here. Display section, adaptive brightness is available and it is working well. Double tap to work, double tap to sleep, all these things are working well here, as you can see. And we do get high touch sensitivity mode and few other things. In the wallpaper and style, change wallpaper, and we do get few wallpapers here, as you can see, and few customization option available. In the display setting, we do get lock screen option, so we do get few option here, and ambient display option. So we are not getting proper AOD here. So if I turn off the screen, as you can see here, there is no AOD. So let me turn it on, and it will show briefly and it will disappear, as you can see here. So no proper AOD here. And we do get dark mode and pure dark, as this device got AMOLED panel, so pure black looks pretty good, as you can see here. If you have a device which burned display, in that case this looks pretty good actually. But as for now, as you can see here, the display on my device actually burned. You can see the keyboard shape and few other things on the display, but on the dark mode it looks pretty good. Accessibility option, so if this ROM feels sluggish to you, you can turn off all sorts of animation. It will provide you a little better experience. As you can see, I remove animations. Feels pretty fast when you remove animation, but as this ROM is optimized well, so animations looks good. And other features like in terms of security, so this device is called fingerprint scanner, and we do get fingerprint support. So fingerprint is working well. See here, it is working, but the fingerprint scanner on this device is not really that much fast. So as this is a hardware limitation, so software can't really change anything here. And in the system setting, we do get few customization option, like in the status bar we can change the clock position, battery icon, and all those things, and brightness slider and all these things. And if you want full screen gesture on this device, you have to go to button section and turn on the on-screen navigation bar first. Then you can go to gesture option to turn on the full screen gesture. And I do really like full screen gesture on all these devices. Sometimes you will get some devices where the home button is not working well. In that case, the full screen gesture actually does make better sense. And in terms of application, this is not a GF build. If you flush this ROM, you have to flush GF separately. I will provide a link where you will get step-by-step guide and also the ROM file and GFs, WRP and everything there. So you can follow that if you have one of these devices and if you want to update your device to Android 13. So in terms of application, we are not getting much. As I said, this is a OSP based ROM, so you don't get much application. So what we are getting here, the camera application, as I showed you, it is working well, no issue at all. In terms of Google Photos, the Google Photos unlimited storage is not available on this custom ROM. Like on LineageOS, actually you will not get that. And in terms of application or safety net, so we are not getting safety net, so bank apps not going to work. So as you can see here, setting about, and I did try to fix the issues. As you can see here, if I try to fix the issue, it will fail. So as you can see here, so bank apps not going to work, but most of the latest application going to work well, like Facebook, Messenger, YouTube and everything. So you will not going to have any issue regarding those. So YouTube, as you can see here, it is working and pretty smooth actually, no issue, as you can see here. In terms of phone call is working, and I did install a bank application just to show you that bank application is not working. So don't allow, and so as you can see here, so it will not allow to run the application on a custom ROM or a ROM without safety net. In terms of overall usage, this ROM making this device much more usable in 2025 because the stock ROM is pretty sluggish actually. And lastly, talking about the gaming, so offline games does work pretty well on stock UI, even on this custom ROM. In terms of online gaming, so I did install Call of Duty here and I did play the game. The experience was not really that great, but better than the stock ROM, so you can still do some sort of gaming. Like if you play Free Fire, maybe it will run well. For Call of Duty, it does run kind of well. Better don't play online games on this device. For offline games, it is pretty solid actually, like Temple Run 2, all those games works really well. And Spotify and everything working well. This is actually a pretty beautiful device. It's pretty huge, as you can see here, pretty huge device. And the cameras are still pretty much capable. So although, as I said, because of the hardware limitation, it is not going to perform that well like today's budget device or mid-range devices. So you can still take good picture in daylight time. And there is a heart rate monitoring sensor, as you can see here, which does work well on stock UI, but on the custom ROM, it's not going to work. So that also available. Pretty good and premium device actually. These devices are going around for $30 now. I bought mine for actually nearly $30 actually I spent. And if you get one of these, it's still a good device if you are looking for a secondary device, and you can flash a custom ROM on this device and it will be usable in 2025. It will work pretty well actually, like phone call, messaging, and you are getting decent camera, and also you are getting 3.5mm headphone jack. And another thing which I missed is the S Pen. So S Pen still works well on custom ROMs, as you can see here. It doesn't come with much feature on custom ROM because we don't really get any feature at all. Like if I press button, it will not do anything, as you can see here. we're not seeing anything here. But on stock ROM, if you press here, you will get few options like to sketch, to node, and all those things. So those things are you're not getting, but the pen is functional, so you can still use the pen. As you can see here, hovering is working. So pen does work, and still a solid device. If you are looking for a secondary device, I think this device still makes sense and is still working well. So that's all about this first Relic. I really enjoy using this old type of devices. They are premium, looks good, and certainly feels better than the budget devices of today's time. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.